Welcome everybody to the World According to Me, AJ Tripp. This video I'm going to react to last night's WWE Clash of the Champions. This is going to be something that I'm going to do more often, hopefully. Reviewing not only WWE stuff, but other things that go on television and things like that, TV shows. If I can ever, once I get my laptop, running correctly, I'll do reaction videos to videos on YouTube, from YouTube. So I hope to get all of this done and get it started. But let's start off with last night's WWE Clash of the Champions. The kickoff match was Nia Jax versus Alicia Fox. I thought it was an okay match. The first competition for Nia Jax on the Raw brand. Alicia Fox was game, but as always, Nia Jax came out on top. I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do with her in the future. Are they going to try to push her right into the women's title picture, or will she start feuding with like Bayley or Sasha Banks or someone like that? So I think it will be very interesting to see what they do with her starting tonight in about half an hour or so. So Nia Jax wins that match. Then that was on the kickoff show. We go now to the actual event. It was the opening match with the tag match, the New Day versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. And there's a rematch tonight, which I think will put the titles on Gallows and Anderson. However, I'm okay with the New Day continuing to be the champion because they keep mentioning Demolition and their title reign in the 80s. And it very much seems like to me that they want the Tag Team Championship and the Intercontinental Championship to have new reigns. And I think that they could have put the title on Darren Young when they to make Darren Young great again. And although like Titus Young said in the past, was he great in the past? But that doesn't matter. If they get all this new stuff, and he was, it started off that he was getting a reaction, he was getting over, but the Miz match put him back down. So I think they want the Miz to break the Honky Tonk Man's record, and I think they want the New Day to break Demolition's record. However, like I said, there's a rematch tonight for the tag team titles, and I have a feeling they're going to put the titles on Gallows and Anderson tonight. To not do so would kind of kill the whole thing, unless tonight's just going to be an epic beatdown, and it's going to be like a disqualification, and Gallows and Anderson are just going to like destroy all three guys and leave them laying in the ring and things like that. So I think that could be the second option of what's going to happen. But I think the first option of what's happening tonight is the Tag Team Championship moving from the New Day to Gallows and Anderson. As for last night, it was an okay match, a good opening match. Very one-sided, but I think it was a very good match. Like I said, the New Day cheated with Francesca too. Xavier Woods giving him the old hee-ho to Carl Anderson, I believe, and it was the Midnight Hour. I like that finishing move's name, the Midnight Hour. Big E holding up there like when the big ending, Kofi Kingston coming down with the DDT type combination. Over, New Day wins. Second match was the Cruiserweight match, and I think what they're gonna have to start doing is figuring out, with which cruiserweights, something like that, because the Cruiserweight match seems like a good opener. Gets the crowd hot, and gets the crowd hot, gets it excited. Sure, they might steal the show, but most of the time I think they can, they won't do that, and they will just get the crowd more involved in what's coming for tonight's festivities. Because I think the one thing you don't want is you don't want them to steal the show and then the crowd be dead for the next 2.5 hours. I understand that, but I think when it comes down to it, the cruiserweights should be in that opening spot. Although this one, being number 2, is a great spot for them to be in as well. As for the match, T.J. Perkins, the champion, versus the Brian Kendrick. It was a good match. There was some missteps here and there, but I think these two have like a chemistry, issue just a little bit. I think, at least to start in the match, it did warm up, and I think they're going to be even better down the line once they, because I'm sure there's probably some steps. T.J. Perkins, his first time in the, on a really big stage. Brian Kendrick has been here before, but as he has said in the past, he's been fired, and I don't think he wants to lose his job again. So he may have had some, some butterflies as well. So I think it's going to take a lot of time for all of the cruiserweights, not just Perkins and Kendrick, to become more comfortable with being on this stage. And I think when they get on this stage again, they're going to be flat out awesome. And T.J. Perkins won the match with his inverted figure 4 move. I don't know what it's called. I'm just learning these guys as well, so I'll know the names and in their moves and tendencies as we go along. As so will you. Third match. I believe the third match was the best of 7 series. Sheamus and Cesaro. This ended in a no contest after Cesaro clotheslined Sheamus over the barricade, and looked like the way it was going that Cesaro had hurt his arm and Sheamus had got a concussion head type injury, so they had the ref call the match. But the match was going good. The match was, it was showing that each guy wanted this match. It's match number 7. They wanted that championship opportunity, whichever it may be. Both guys are going for it. Sometimes Sheamus gets a bad rep, but Sheamus can work in that ring. He can work in the ring. He's kind of got that John Cena syndrome sometimes, where John Cena, with someone's lesser talent than he is, he kind of goes down to their level, and the match isn't as quality. But as you see when he's in the ring with AJ Styles, it's an all-time SummerSlam classic. And I think that's the same thing with Sheamus. You get Sheamus in the ring with someone like Cesaro, they can put on a show. You put Sheamus in the ring with someone who's lesser than him, it's gonna be, as the great Jim Ross would say, bowling shoe ugly. But I think both guys, I can't wait to see what they do with it. Some people don't want to see another match. I want one more match. Don't give me Sheamus and Cesaro in different types of matches, and then they're gonna have their 7th match at No Mercy. No, give me their 7th match tonight or next week, but let it be done after that. So let's go. I'm looking on the app here. The championship triple threat match. I thought Sasha Banks was going to turn tonight, especially at the end when it was basically Bayley who kind of caused Sasha Banks to be knocked out of the match, and Bayley took the fall. I kind of thought Sasha Banks was going to turn tonight. That didn't happen. She could still turn tonight. To be honest with you, I don't think that's the way to go. Sasha is. Well, see, here's the thing. The fans are behind Sasha, and even though Bayley's here, I don't know if the fans are behind Bayley as much as they are Sasha. I think Bayley wants. Now, I guess you could say, well, if you turn Sasha heel and have her and Bayley go at it, they'll put on classes like they did at NXT, and then the crowd will get behind Bayley. However, I think the way to go is to keep Sasha Banks at this point in time. Keep her, just tickle us a little bit. You know what I'm saying? turn her heel, but turn her heel like at Survivor Series. Do a women's Survivor Series match and have the 4 faces against four heels. And I think there's enough talent on the women's roster that you can actually do that. You know, or even like or even do like the SmackDown versus Raw women and have Sasha Banks walk out on Bayley, or something like that. But don't turn her yet. Keep her as the face that's doing, that has a heel type mentality, and keep that going and going and going until Survivor Series. That's when I would do it. As for the match, again, it was a good match. They can't steal the show every time, and sometimes they shouldn't steal the show. They should just put on a great match that is entertaining and fun, and that's what that was. Charlotte won. She's being deadly with that power kick, and I think that's one of the things with the women that will be very interesting, because we just automatically think, well, because they're women, sometimes their moves will not be the simpler moves would be more effective on them. So that straight savant kick for Charlotte works. If Nia Jax wanted to do the running power slam, i.e. British Bulldog, or if Dana Brooke wanted to do that, would get that over as a deadly finisher. And so I think that savant kick, she's already got the natural selection, and of course the figure 8. But that's another good one. I think that I would actually probably use natural selection as the setup for the figure 8. Well, actually, I guess you could do both. Actually, the savant kick or natural selection could set up the figure 8. It'd also be, in time of need, a finisher, like it was, like it was last night when in a long, grueling match. So I think that's good. I like all 3 women and how they work. Dana Brooke is I'm not really fond of how they're using her. I think they're going down the way if they're gonna turn her face as well. I don't know how they're gonna do that actually, but I can see it coming. But again, great fun match. Enjoyed it. Charlotte wins with the savant kick to Bayley. So the next match, Chris Jericho versus Sami Zayn. I just think these guys seem like they didn't have it last night. This is just my opinion. I don't think they really had it. Again, it was an okay match. It wasn't horrible or anything. It was an okay match. Chris Jericho won with the Code Breaker. Some people are wondering, right, well, maybe why did Chris Jericho need that win? Again, I'm not, I don't know what Chris Jericho's status is, but if Chris Jericho's gonna wrestle a couple more years, then I'm okay with it. If this is like his last year and his last match is gonna be at WrestleMania, then yeah, he should be putting over Sami Zayn. And who knows? That might not have been the end last night. He could be, this could be like a 2 or 3 month thing where, yes, he will. When the time comes, he will put over Sami Zayn just like he put over Dean Ambrose. So then now we have the United States match with Roman Reigns and Rusev. Again, I'm a Roman Reigns guy. He can work in that ring. I don't think he falls in the Sheamus and John Cena part yet. And again, he's when he comes to WWE, he's pretty young, and as a singles competitor, he's pretty young. But when he's in a match, I think he holds his own. I really do. I think he holds his own. So I think that he's going to do great things in his United States title run, and I hope he very much quickly gets back into the Universal title hunt, and I'm hoping that he gets an opportunity somewhere down the line, whether it be Survivor Series or the Royal Rumble, to win it. As for WrestleMania, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think WrestleMania is probably could be set depending on the different things, but I'm hoping that he gets the title. As for last night in the match, sluggish to start. It did heat up. These two have great energy and great chemistry. They work well together. And of course, Roman Reigns, as I've already kind of said, he won last night. He won the United States title. He's the United States champion. I'd like to see him do the John Cena thing without it being the John Cena thing, but have him defend the title every other week or so. On Monday Night Raw, he would defend it tonight against Rusev in a return match, the rematch against Rusev, will opt in his rematch clause. So all of that will hopefully go down very well. I think I don't know. I don't have a lot else to say about it. It was just a very good match. So now we go to the Universal title match. Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. And I think again, very good match. Again, it's probably not something where I think all of us, and myself including, think with all this talent that there should be 5-star matches on every pay-per-view, and from every. But that's not going to be. Sometimes people have off nights, and sometimes that's not necessarily what you got to do is to have a 5-star match. They're out there to tell a story, and as long as the story gets told, the match can be a 3-star, 3.5-star match. But as long as the story gets told, that's what they're out there to do. And I think they told a good story for the most part. I'm not sure about the whole Kevin Owens needing help from Chris Jericho. I don't know where they're going with that. I don't know if there's going to be a thing. I think at some point, even though Kevin Owens is a heel, he'll need to do things. He'll need to defend and win that title on his own, and win matches like that on his own without help from Chris Jericho. He can cheat like AJ Styles. I don't care about that, but he needs to do it on his own. And I think that's how he's going to have a successful run as the Universal Champion. Again, as for the match, very good match. Referee gets knocked out. Second referee gets sent down. And when trying to get the referee into the ring, Rollins steps away from Kevin Owens. When he goes back to him, pump a powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. It's a victory for Kevin Owens last night. Afterwards, he had to take. Seth Rollins had a standing ovation from the crowd. I think this is gonna help him become now the full face. I should say turn full baby face to help him last night. I hope that he comes out tonight and acknowledges that. Maybe. He also had X-ray on his ribs earlier today, so that might, if his ribs are broken, he might miss some time, and that could be, that could be worrisome because you already got Finn Balor out, so you don't want to put Roman Reigns back in that title picture until you're going to give him the title. Don't put him back up there until you're going to put the title on him. That's for me. I don't want to see Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens match where he doesn't get the title. He needs to hang on to the United States title, be there. He could have some very great matches with more return matches with Rusev. I mean, you got what if he took on Braun Strowman? Right? They've been doing this thing with Braun Strowman and squashing everybody. You took on Braun Strowman. I mean, they could have all different types of things. A chairs match at TLC in December. This could be all different types of things that he can do. So I hope I'm hoping for the best for Seth Rollins. If it does have broken ribs, that will suck. But I think Cesaro, Zayn, maybe even a couple others could jump up into that spot. Big Cass, maybe Big Cass can even have a part as well. But I think you need to keep Roman Reigns for now down in the mid card with the United States title until you're ready to put the title back on him. So I think that's how it goes. So all in all, I think last night was a good pay-per-view. I think it was probably better than some people expected. I think some people just expected it not to be very effective, but it was. I think every match was a good match. There was no punkers or anything like that. So I think last night went on very good, and I think they need to continue this tonight and continue to make this keep rolling on. And the same thing to SmackDown. SmackDown needs to keep their, as Sammy Sosa would say, keep it continue. They need to keep it continue to get this back into where this makes sense. To where, yes, this was like the Monday Night Wars, where they were doing, different things to motivate each other. Something on Nitro would, cause Raw to be something the next week, and that thing would cause Nitro to do this, and the next week. And I think that's what you want to see from both, because otherwise, this is just a brand extension that's, supposed to be a quote-unquote war, but isn't. And I think that's what needs to happen. So, alright folks, that's it for me. That's the WWE Clash of Champions review. I've done this in the past where I've said what my next video will be. I'm going to stop that because I don't know when or what my next video will be. What I will tell you is that all this week I will be doing live streams on my gaming channel, A20 Gaming, of video, and it will be live streams of Madden, NBA 2K17, DC Universe, and Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I will be doing streams all week. I did one today. Showed you how I do this on my fantasy draft. So you can go over there, check out my gaming channel, A20. I've got about 8 or 9 live streams on there. So you can check those out. Like, subscribe, share those. Like, subscribe, and share this along with my other videos on this, my blog channel. Share that, and please have a lot of fun with this. Let's keep this continue, and